I find a different link here. Hey guys, sorry, I've been following up on this story, and I am beyond pissed off with how stupid people have become. I have hit liked on this like page on Facebook so I can keep up with everything that goes on in the world, not just the history, but it's called the American Patriots, and they had shared a little piece of a video of Fox News Channel about the statue in New Orleans, LA, and every time I hear it, I become more and more upset that the fact that people are erasing history. But they don't get that you can erase the history. You can take down the statues. You can take down the monuments and the plaques. But you know what? History always repeats itself. Always. Always does. And if we don't try to make a change and make it better, to stop making history, or to stop the negative historyness. I can't even think straight. I want all the negative that happened back in history to stop repeating and repeating. I feel like if we could just work together as a community, a team, and as a country, and stop all this fighting, the drama, the negative, the violence, the drugs, and the killing, the rioting, and everything. If we could just stop all of that and turn it around, I feel like we could make history better. We could better our country by doing that, by working together, because history does repeat itself. And with everything that's been going on years ago, it's happening all over again. And I feel like if we can make that change, a good change, and let that repeat itself, then our country can be better. Call me crazy. I'm not on drugs. I'm not drinking. I'm freaking 7 months pregnant. I'm not a drug addict or anything like that. So just don't even freaking assume that shit. Okay? Just fucking hear me out, because I'm getting really freaking pissed off about this crap. Like, seriously pissed off. This is our history. This is stuff that represents what we fought for, what our ancestors and their ancestors fought for. These things represent our history that every one of our ancestors have been through. And I love how people are saying the Confederate flag is all for racism, and it's a racism flag. I seen a video of a woman bitching out the store manager the other day. Ow. Because he has 2 Confederate flag rugs hanging on the wall in the store. Well, first of all, if you've been going to that store for a while, you should already know that it's been there. I mean, I'm sure he didn't just up and put it up there out of the blue. I'm sure it's been up there a while and you're just not noticing it, and you're blah, 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 blah. It's not. It's not. It represents the war to stop slavery. Call me crazy, call me stupid, I don't care. But listen to this.
New Orleans removing history Piece by piece, crews taking down another Confederate monument, this time of General P.G.T. Beauregard. Supporters and protesters watching the removal. One side claiming the statue is a harsh reminder of slavery and segregation. Others say it's an important part of history. This is the third of 4 Confederate statues slated for removal in New Orleans.
So, basically, it's not a race thing. The only way it's going to be a race thing is if your dumb ass makes it a fucking race thing. But it's not. See, this is what I'm looking at. Okay? So, y'all are fucking idiots if you're turning it into a race thing. The only type of racism that there is you guys. You guys are the racist people because you are turning everything around. Everything, and it should not happen. It should not be turned around. It should not be made out to one thing. If you really think that the Confederate flag and everything that you all are having taken down is about racism, y'all need to have your history, like, check up on that. You need to seriously, sorry, I just got a weird message from, somebody on Instagram. You seriously need to brush up on your history. Because the only history that you know is what you're taught in school. Whether it's correct or not, I don't know. What I go by is what I've researched, not just on the internet, but books as well. Going to the library, talking with your family members, like your elderly family members, talking with them, hearing their stories, talking with, other people who study this type of history stuff. That is how I learned my history. Because I've noticed some of the history that I was taught in school is actually wrong. Some of it's wrong. So, yeah. Who are you? This person just wrote me and said, "Hey sis." I'm like, who's this? I don't even know this person. Anyways, so before you go and judging me and assuming things, look up your history. And I don't want to say, oh, look it up on the internet. No, go read some books. Go talk to your elderly people, like people who were in the war. Talk about their ancestors, their brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, grandparents, whatever. Because I'm sure somebody had a family member in one of these wars. Old friend from high school, apparently. So, yeah. I think it's kind of really messed up and ridiculous. Because taking down our piece of history, okay, how would you feel like it if you guys had something up that represents your ancestors and the history that you and your family have been through and stuff, and we want to take it down because we're offended by it? How would you guys feel about that? You wouldn't like it. You'd be like, oh, that's bullshit, and blah, blah, blah. What are you doing with our stuff? What are you doing with the government stuff? The statues, the monuments, the plaques, the flags. Come on, people, you guys are really ridiculous. Really ridiculous. And I highly recommend that you people really brush up on your history. And I don't mean go read or research online. I mean, go read books. Go talk to elderly people. Go talk to the people who's actually gone through that history and who knows people who've been through that stuff those times years ago. Go talk to them. That is where you're going to learn your best with the history, from history and stuff. I'm just so aggravated. I can't even think right now. I can't even get my words put together. But I'm just so frustrated that all these people are so forward with taking down these plaques, monuments, and everything, and statues. Like, we should have like a petition, a vote from everybody in the United States, like they do with how you vote for president. Well, you know what? How about we do the same thing, but with all the stuff that everybody wants, not everybody, but most people want down, and some people want down, whatever. Why can't you do that? Make it fair. I don't want that crap down. My freaking grandparents don't want that down. My friends and family don't want that down. And here it is becoming, it's coming down. And it's really sad. I know I shouldn't let this stuff get to me, but it does, because people are just being very ignorant, and they think, and I feel like if you give them this, what they want, they're going to ask for more. They're like a freaking spoiled little brat. That's what these people are, spoiled little brats. They ask, they beg, they riot, and you guys keep giving it and giving it and giving it. Why? It's not making the world a better place. It's not making it peaceful. It's just making these people greedy and want more. And if they don't have it their way, they're going to riot and this and that. Well, guess what? If they're going to riot, then somebody needs to put their asses in jail. And if they keep it up, then they need to stay in jail. They need to pay the price for being a criminal, just like any other criminals. Just like any and other, every criminal. They deserve to be punished. So, if you riot, you should be punished. Not given what you want. It's wrong. It's stupid. Spoiled little brats. That's what you guys are. You don't like it? Tough. Suck it up, move on. It's not hurting you physically, financially, or anything. It's just your butt hurt is what it is. Get over it. Grow up, you spoiled little asses. Gosh. Y'all need fucking help.